and Levi's house, and we have a little fence, and also I made a ladder, and I dig, and there was a side over here, and then you climb up. It's a emergency exit in case a zombie is in your house. So you go down to a ladder, and then you go down somewhere, but the zombie will go down there with you. So you run, so you get speed so fast in that ladder. You open the farm doors, and if the zombie climbs up, it will be at inside, and it's trapped. But just if you get close to it, punch out. You have to run away into like a cave or something. Also, you go to my emergency cave.
You have an emergency cave?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
But I did not dig it. It's just I put water because there was so you don't have to walk all the way here, but it's kind of slow. And you wait till it's day, and I'm gonna make a room that you know why I'm making this? Because they have to have people having lives saved or something. I don't know. And that's what an emergency exit is. I just fell in. Also, watch out for the traps, the glass trap. You know why? You might fall in there and never get out again.
Yeah, I might fall in there and never get out again. I'm sorry.
If you try and run across, that's best. But if you run on the sides of them, you will get caught. But if you're doing it so quickly, then you won't. Also, I stopped water from going. Oh, get off here! Oh, come on!
Hey.
What?
So do you remember the rules about being in here?
Yeah.
What are the rules?
No yelling.
Yes.
And no turning, no putting my legs on you because it will turn your chair. And last rule, if something's near the chair and I turn, it will explode everywhere.
Yeah. That's right. I'm going to grab a coffee real quick. I'll be right back. You guys could listen to the creepy music and watch the engine load.
Why can I not yell?
Wow, would you look at that? It's still loading. How lucky am I, guys, huh? How lucky am I? Joining me with today is my son, as always. He is here, ever present. He'll just never leave me here. Yeah, he'll never leave. There we go. This music kind of reminds me of just the eerie music of Elite Dangerous.
It
reminds you of Bloodborne? Bloodborne. I love Bloodborne, and I did have some music that was Bloodborne bosses. So I got one thing here going on, and I got a little miniature quest here, and it is working for the most part. Actually, no, it's working all the way. Yeah, it's working all the way. Which is, well, I'm not going to do too many spoilers here because I want you to discover it. But I did get a little bit of questing here because I kind of wanted to, do some stuff to see if I could figure out a couple of triggers. And I did. So today I'll be focusing on terrain and terrain building. I was working on this a little bit last night and decided that the terrain that I did have was too high. It was too steep and too high, and things that they weren't really working out. They were just way too tall on some things. For instance, like this right around here, this I would say is a little bit tall. It's a little bit too tall here, but it really works for the structure, so I'm going to keep it. What I do want to do is copy some of these rocks and bring up a copy of them. And kind of get them arranged. So it's a little bit more of a cliffsidey, thing going on. Maybe I'll pop it out and just do one at a time because that seems to be the better way. The better way to do things. Anyways, it's a Tuesday, kind of a boring Tuesday. but also a very exciting Tuesday. Not really sure if there's anything happening in the news as far as gaming goes. I did hear that Epic paid the creator of Control $10 million to be an exclusive on the Epic Store. They prepaid them $10 million buckaroos, dollary dues, as Punky would say. I don't really have an opinion on that. I just find it fascinating that they're rolling in that money. Epic exclusive. And they couldn't afford to pay me the measly $100,000 I was asking for. Come on, Epic. That is disappointing. And all I want to do is mod. All I want to do is a boom. Okay. I was going to go 90s on you guys. All right, that looks a little better, like it actually belongs there. Slightly better, like that's a good area for those goblins. So I've had a really deep urge to play Diablo 1 and 2. I mean, I have spent countless of hours on both those games, but it's been like 10 years, I think. I asked for too little. I do agree. I should have asked for 10 million. They probably didn't believe me. They were like, who is this guy? Who's this Joker? He's not going to do anything. Psh. Should make a movie about him called the actual Joker, the real Joker. Because this guy is a joke. Joke. J-O-K. Joke. I know how to spell joke, by the way. That was a joke. Do you know how to spell joke, Liam?
J-O-K-E.
Yeah. That's why he's number one in his class and actually probably the school. All right, so what I've done here, folks, let me go over here. What I've done here is kind of adjusted the flooring. I didn't like the terrain and how it was going. I really didn't. So instead I built these platforms, and these aren't platforms. These are harbor walls that I'm using as flooring. And I just kind of elevated it and kind of did this so everything that's on it is built on these harbor walls. And along with this walkway, this walk path area, is also just harbor walls. And then as you go further, it kind of gets a little more, dirtier. Now I'm saving a lot of this for the instance painter too, because there's going to be a lot of that instance painting going on between these really hard lines. There's going to be a transition in that area. So that's what I want to do. And maybe, I believe I even have this brick on my terrain panel already. Let me see. And that's another thing you can do. Oops, that's not it. Where is it? Something like that. You can make a transition like that. Let me see what this one is. I think this one is the other one. Yeah. I want to find this in the resource manager. I tell you what, man, saving a layout is really nice. I don't know, Liam, it's some kind of music. Let's go to terrain, paving humans. And I think that's prison tile. Broken black. I want this one, I think. Do I already have it? Nope. Okay, perfect. I'm just gonna bring it down below the broken. Oh, that's kind of large, so that's not it. Maybe this is a different kind of brick. Maybe it's like a harbor or something. This one maybe? I don't know. Does that look... That might look right. Nope, still too large. What is this? Castle wall? Oh, cobblestone. You're right. You're right. I think that's exactly what it is. I'm gonna add 2 of these, both of them. Let's see if. Yeah, I think you're dead on. Whoop. Nope, not that one. That one is dead off. Nope. Let's just take that one out of here. Yep, that was cobblestone. What sucks about this though is it's one direction, and you have to, in order to change the direction, it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I think that, let me see if I can get a broken cobblestone here. And the 1Ms I'm avoiding because that's the 1 meter cobblestones I don't want. Okay, so here's the broken set, and it's just a good little transition. And that'll work. That will work a lot better. But I didn't really like how the ground was looking back here at all. So I decided, yeah, this is way better. Rotate terrain textures would be amazing. And I don't even care if I have 30 of the same textures rotated differently. I don't give a crap. I just want it to happen. I want it to happen so badly. If the music is too loud, guys, let me know. I'm rather enjoying it. I don't even know where it's from, to be honest. Pillars of Eternity soundtrack. Never heard of it. There's going to be some guy that's like, what? No music at all. You can't hear it? What the heck? How about now? No, that's not it. I don't understand it. Maybe it's just not turned up loud enough? Huh. That's really odd. Da ba da na na ma na na do 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 la 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 blah blah blah. Nah, I ain't gonna do that. That is really strange. I don't understand why there's no music. It's clearly showing me that there's music outputting, but all right, whatever. You know, maybe it's not. I guess you guys don't get to enjoy the same, you know. You guys are just gonna have to enjoy the mud. For those who move the rocks, these guys right here. They're doing good. They're doing good. There we go. Oh, and then look at that. I can have some tile here as well. I don't think I have any that's actually out, but have a good evening. Sorry I got started so late. I was doing a lot of errands before I got on. I have sweet dreams about modding. Some amazing dreams. I'm just kidding. Just have regular dreams. You don't need to dream about modding. That'd be weird. I remember when I first started, I had dreams about modding. Like I was literally dreaming like, oh, this and that. Like I couldn't stop thinking about the engine. It was awful. But also very nice. It was very pleasant. Holy cow. My wife just exploded. Okay. Maybe I'll do this too here. You guys really can't hear it, huh? That's too bad. That's too bad. I'm glad you could hear me. At the least. That's odd. I'm actually like now more intrigued about why you can't hear the music than anything else. I'm gonna check it though. I'm gonna check it. Oh, how do I check it? I mean, it's there, but it's really quiet. I think it's going through my microphone instead. Huh, that's really odd. Really odd. So I've noticed a really nice combination with these rocks. Not this broken stuff, but also, let me see here. I want to say it's this slate rubble. It looks really nice with up against like that. If you could see that, so just the smaller little pieces of rubble are below the bigger pieces of rock. It looks pretty nice. Man, That is one long song of the same thing. It's like 7 minutes long. Oh well. I never really had music on here anyways, right? Never really had any. So it's all about the talk over here. Some of my creative solutions to terrain is actually having terrain that's also tilted, instead of built. And you've seen me do this maybe before. A few of you may have seen me do this before with terrain, where I would have a piece of terrain and then I would rotate it. And it would still be there'd be plenty of walkable surface, but it would also look like a cliff edge. And not just like a 90-degree cliff, but a cliff that would go over and there'd be an overhang, like that. And that's a little trick as well that you could do. Now you have to be really careful with that, because the terrain or the painted stuff on it will also start to really do some weird and funky stuff. Also, this slate that I'm putting on right now, I don't like to put it on really heavy, because I think it looks really ugly when it's put on really heavy. So I just kind of want to have it around, to add to the rock area. And so it's blended in a little bit better. Anyways, this area right here I built, it's a wall, but it's a very thick, like wide bridge. It's not a wall, but it's a wall piece. It's just one of those bridges, and I just drug it out and just kind of playing around with it, and I really kind of like this much more than what's underneath, so I'm going to keep that. Have this come out a little bit more. That looks kind of nice against the black. So let's keep that. That looks really cool right there. This area specifically looks really nice. I like that. But I hadn't decided what I wanted to do with this area. I haven't really, because it's kind of a dead end. It's kind of a dead end aroni. So it's just kind of hanging out, for now. You could walk on it, I guess. But I was considering maybe like having some weird quests over here where there's just some dudes like over here and they're looking for stuff. I may do that. This is a huge area after all, so why not? Why can't you hear me? Or the music, that is. What I really, really, really enjoy about, and this is kind of a new thing too, is what I've done before is painted stuff, and I didn't like how it looked And all you have to do is do this little guy on a new thing. Like, so you click this material with broken, it's already present, right? So what that means is you could select a new terrain paving or something and just hit this little button and it'll replace whatever you have going on, just so you could experiment with how things look, and you don't have to repaint anything, and it just kind of switches it for you. It's really nice. It's really handy. I recommend it for everyone. Cake for everyone. Was that funny, Liam, or what?
Cake for everyone on what?
I'm just joking. That's not a thing I want to do. I think there's a guy outside target practicing with a handgun. He might be. Oh no, that's just the water heater. Never mind. Ignore me. So I think on Thursday, I run into that problem. I create a large map and then find I have to fill enough to make it interesting to play. Yeah. I think that's what happened with Larian, to be honest. Let's be honest here. ARX felt like an afterthought. Well, okay. I'll also be more honest. I haven't actually played ARX. I haven't even got there. But from how people described it, it just felt more like, oh, let's just put this here, see how it goes. That kind of thing. I do not like that being above there. And yeah. So I feel like they had the same issue. Like they ran and they did too much, and they ran into a problem. And they, they had too much stuff, and they had to fill it with something. And so they were just like, well, we're really low on time. You may have, yeah. And I'm sure you're not the only one that said that either. But at any rate, I think they were just kind of like trying to meet a deadline. So they were just like, okay, let's just put in a lot of encounters here. Now, I haven't even played Definitive Edition to see if, if it got any better, worse, or whatever. I have no idea. Oh, I do not like those stretched. I don't like that stretched. The only thing that doesn't keep is this right here, that little area. So this is another thing that I really want to reduce, is this wall height. It's super high. Nobody's ever going to see that. And if you have a problem with people peeking over or something like that, it's more of a cold trigger, than anything. So I'm going to actually reduce the whole height of this because I don't need it to be that tall. And I could probably use it in some instance. I just have a lot of wasted terrain that's being used here. A detective. Yeah. Like Detective Pikachu. I don't know. Well, do they still have ARCs in the Definitive Edition? Is that still there? Is that a thing? I'm not sure. Probably keep this simply because of this little thing going on here, but this definitely needs to be kind of fixed up. Now, all this stuff is here for a reason. I blocked off this entryway for any would-be explorers that want to go into this area early and find that there's nothing there. So I blocked it off for any future updates until it is done building. Which is also would be interesting to watch. People get the update, then they go and explore and they see more things added and more things added, You think they expanded it? Okay. I mean, I like being a detective and all, so I don't know. Maybe I would have liked it. Did you have to what part of it made you feel like a detective? Like you had to go find clues and solve a mystery, or what exactly was it that you didn't like? Not really fond of this mud. Is that what that is? Mud? What's there on top? What is that? Mud plane? Is that everywhere? Where is that? I'm going to bring that down below the rocks. There. It took too long. Just took too long. Great. Which one was I doing? No, not that one. Is it this one? The rubble? Yeah, rubble. When designing my village in the second act, I could see what happened. It's not easy. I did another thing where I don't know if I coded this or not. I think I did not code this, or I may have coded this. I did. I have it coded. I have all my vendors, not all of them, some of my vendors, I'd say like 5 of them, 4 or 5 of these vendors on wander triggers. And they'll wander around and they'll be looking at stuff, but they also have something called a lock-on. So if you come within a certain, if you come within their view distance, they turn to you and they look at you. And you could leave and they'll look at you, but then they'll continue wandering as well. And the reason I did that was because I wanted to make it harder to, 1, sneak, and 2, steal. I noticed that a lot of people go around just thieving things. You know, they just go stealing. So I wanted to make it a little bit harder on people. It might be the justice side of me talking here. I mean, I watch my merchandise like a hawk. Like a hawk, people. So, yeah, well, you know, he was only just showing me a flaw in the system. That's all. Just a flaw in the system. And I found it, and I'm going to try to fix it as best as I can. I was trying to get it so all of the NPCs or all the shopkeepers, as soon as they saw you, as soon as they spotted you, they would just track their vision with you. Wherever you went, they watched, you know, and it would make it extremely difficult for you to sneak up on them. You'd have to start way off screen. You'd have to start in a place where they couldn't see you, like in real life. So I wanted to make it as realistic as I could. Yeah, that would be cool. That would be nice. I was trying to figure it out though, and it wasn't working for some reason. I looked at the dogs that Retro you had mentioned, and they weren't tracking, or that tracking wasn't working like that. They just weren't turning with me wherever I went, and that's what I'd really like, is that kind of ability. Yeah, if you would, sir. I'll make you work for it. In order to watch the stream, you have to work for it. You have to work for, you know. You think this stream is free? Ha! Put you to work. You thought you were going to live? Oh, I could do voices again. Oh, that's nice, huh? Yeah, I think a lot of people would, because that's kind of an important one. It'd be really nice. Free script. Well, Discord, that's kind of what the Discord is for. As soon as you get it, if you find it, you know where to post it. You know where to put it. You'll know where to put that script. Oh, I do not like how that's looking. Can I select that instead? No? Okay. You know what? Forget about it. Forget about it then. I don't need it. I'll cover it up with some instance painting. Oh yeah, you're talking about behavior script? I believe you could talk with. I need to stop singing random stuff. It's just not cool. Oof. He won't shut up. Or I'll just cover this whole thing here. Then we could start subtracting. Just sad that you guys can't hear the music. I don't have the music playing anymore, but if I did, it's just sad that you can't hear it. It really, it just has a good atmosphere. Like, I was listening to Diablo 2 and you guys didn't hear that? You guys weren't listening. I mean, that was the one of the best soundtracks. It's my Diablo 2 soundtrack. You guys can't hear it. That makes me so sad. So sad. And you guys can't hear that. The beauty that is Rogue One Act 1. Is it there? Can you hear it? I'll leave it on just in case. This is what I listen to at work. Ah, yeah. I could turn it up on my speaker so maybe it'll come through the mic. But this really sets, I think, an atmosphere, you know, for me as well. Animal reactions, crime animal reactions. And they watch you. Character look at. Yeah, they look at once, though. That's the problem. I have that. I'll show you my script. Whoa, my icon changed. It's like half. Nice. All right, whatever. So, I have the character look at, and so it happens once. They look at you, but they don't track with you. So the way I have it is, not story, scripting. Okay, yeah. And that is a whole another ball game, man. I don't know how to do any of this. I have no idea what any of this is. I don't know how to, like, what the heck is this? I don't know. Oof, oof, oof is right. Um, it's easy. Okay. I mean, I could kind of see what's going on, but I don't know. Random look at, random between. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with save it for retro to figure it out and just send it to me. That's what we'll do. How about this? I pay you a Snickers bar, and you do it. Can you hear the music, by the way, or still no? I have it probably loud enough so it's coming through my mic now, but probably barely. No music. Man, out of luck. Why? That just sucks. Well, I'm going to turn it down then. Da, da, da. Just sing everything I'm going to say. I believe, sir, that is called a gimmick, and I do not subscribe to gimmicks. But I do like to sing. So Twitch Sing sent me an email. I mean, Twitch Sing sent me an email. And apparently they're giving away $10,000. And it's pretty serious, guys. It's looking pretty serious. Not to me. They're not giving me $10,000, by the way. I should really preface that. I should have said that first, probably. But they are giving away $10,000 to the winner of their little karaoke thing or whatever they're doing. And there's like 5 or 6 people that are finalists. You know, it's looking pretty good. You know, I don't know what they sound like. I haven't heard them yet or anything. I don't really pay attention to that. But hey, they also get a deal with Columbia Records, the winners. Columbia Records. That's a little much. That's a little too much power, I think. Do you know the power that holds Columbia Records? They can make you or break you. They can make you the next Nickelback. Or, you don't know who Columbia Records is? They're one of the biggest distributors. They're huge. They're massive. Anyways, I hope you're kidding. But yeah, you could be the Nickelback, or you could be Smashing Pumpkins. You know, one of the richest all-time bands. Billy Corgan bought a Lamborghini with cash and walked out with a Lamborghini. Paid for it. Well, didn't walk out. I guess he drove out. You've never heard of the Smashing Pumpkins? I guess you might be too young. They're a 90s band. They're a big 90s band. And I'm sure if I don't know, geez, I think you're messing with me. Why do I always fall for that? But I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe you're not messing with me. Maybe you don't know who they are. Which, you know what? That's actually probably beneficial. That's probably good. It's good that you don't know them. You're part of a group, because they're so well, you don't know who I am. They don't have English accents, by the way, like that. They don't have. That wasn't them. They're totally American. But my point is, if you don't know who they are, that's probably good. That's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's kind of like, you're kind of like those people that don't watch TV. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. Now, if you're one of those people that doesn't watch Netflix, hold the phone. Whoa. You had an epic ad. An epic ad? Oh, it's probably because I mentioned Epic. They're listening to you and me. They're probably like, hey, sign up now and get a scholarship for $1 million. But you have to ask for $1 million. Anyways, I said that you're like one of those guys that you don't watch TV. You know, like those people that don't watch TV. You know, I give props to those people. That's good for them. They don't watch TV. They've woken up. They're woke. You know. And then I said, if you don't watch Netflix, that's a showstopper right there. You can just get out of here. I'm woke. Good. I need woke people in here. I'm not even gonna get started on some topics that I have penned up in me that I'm just super annoyed at. I'm not really annoyed. Not angry, just annoyed. Yeah, that's what I want to say. Yeah, incidentally, that's what we're doing right now is rocks. Yeah, I actually don't really like to watch a lot of stuff anymore. I'm not. There's like a couple shows I like to watch, but I'm really like if my wife will ask me like, "Hey, you want to watch some on Netflix?" I'm really hesitant. And to be honest, I'd rather be doing this. And this is something I was looking at laptops today because I want to be doing this in the living room while my wife does, things. And I'm talking about like my free time, like when I'm not streaming. I do like to do this. Like yesterday I was doing this. Tomorrow I'm sure I'll sit down and do this without streaming. And it's just going to be my thing for a very long time. And I like it. I like doing this stuff, and this is what I prefer to do, to be honest. I don't really like to watch things anymore. So I was looking at a laptop, something that can handle this engine. And I'm thinking like, it's probably any decent enough laptop could probably do that. So that's kind of the goal, is to get one. And I was looking at some MSIs. They had some decent laptops, decently priced. It's just Chateau 13. It is just so gratifying to see, your own work, your own stuff, and to be able to just see it in action, it's actually fun to see it work and not work at the same time. It's really fun to see that. It's fun to see it glitch out, and it also gives you perspective on what developers go through and stuff. It gives you a good perspective on how that process works and how things are made and how much actual work goes into creating a fantasy world, just out of your mind. So, people, and this is something that I've also noticed, like when I've had comments on my mod, hey, can you do this? Can you do that? And it's like, yeah, I can, but like not anytime soon. It takes a long time. And for us modders who literally do everything, every little aspect of everything. We'd be lucky to have a team. I'd be so lucky right now to have like a team that was like, yeah, let's do this thing. Let's, crank this stuff out. I would be super lucky. Not a lot of people have that. Especially ones that will work for free. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know where I was going with it, but that's the gist of it. What I want to say is modding is I like it. I like doing it, and I like seeing other people mod as well and see what they could come up with. I think I originally just planned to hide this wall because it's so straight up and down. I think that's what's going to have to happen here, because I don't really like what's going on with it in the first place. And that's where I'm at. I have a job. This isn't something I need, and I enjoy my job too. That's the other thing, is I like my job. It's gratifying as well. Would I like to do this? Yeah, I'd rather do this, obviously. But this doesn't pay the bills, yet. Yet. Keyword. Adding a couple of rocks here. Best song in the universe just came on. The Tristram soundtrack. Yeah. I tell you what, though, my job doesn't pay me fast enough. I feel like when I first started that job, I get paid every 2 weeks, and the time flies, by the way. I've been in criminal justice for almost a year now, and it's definitely didn't feel like a year, and it's really unbelievable how fast that year came up. But time flies, and at first I was like, man, I'm getting paid like every 2 weeks. This is great, and that's a standard thing anyway. I mean, I realize that's standard pay is every 2 weeks, but to me, I don't know, the time just came by so fast, or went by so fast, that I didn't really even notice that I got paid. And now I'm like, man, when is payday again? Because now I'm looking towards the future. I'm looking at bigger and better things. I'm looking at buying, bigger and better things. I'm looking at, getting a laptop, getting, need supplies for my front entryway kind of thing. Yep, payday is this week for me too. And that's on Saturday. I'm going to Lowe's, baby. That's where bromances happen. Lowe's. Got to get that wood. Oh. So I'm just going to have these rocks as kind of a unifier, a thematic thing, like this is just the world we live in. It's full of these little rocks. And they're everywhere. They're all throughout my whole world, these rocks, because they look good They look like rocks, and they look random all the time. It doesn't look patterned, so I kind of like them. They did a good job with these rock locks. Okay, but now I gotta add more things, like something that's underneath those rocks. Nope, don't want that. Nope, too much. No. Nope. Yes. You could probably barely tell the difference, but it's actually sand steps, and it looks exactly like the lava, except it's like slightly redder, and it changes kind of some patterns. So I'm just gonna put that around. It also changes the sound effect of the terrain, so as people walk on it, it'll kind of change how it sounds. All right, what's this? Is this what? I don't know if that's the one I want. I don't really like this green patch moss stuff. It looks really too bright. So it's a really sharp contrast. And I'm not really sure that's the right setting for it. Let's try this out real quick and see what it looks like under the conditions of the game. So first things first, let's save everything. I like to save before I click the game mode, because sometimes when I click the game mode and it's saving at the same time, that order of operation gets all screwed up and it shuts down. So I just want to save first. Probably not a good area for me to look at this because of where I'm at. But I feel like it's a little bright, but it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let me paint a little bit more where there's more light. That's not too bad, though. It's really not. What was it? Soil mud? Is that what we're doing? Now maybe what I could do is put a clamp on it and see what that looks like. Now, if you don't know how to do that, Soil, mud, which one is it? B, PBR. If you double click right here, you'll have some stuff going on, and you can unclick these and you'll see some weird stuff happening. I think this is the one we want to work with, but I'm not sure. I think it is. Yeah, it is. So you can adjust the blend range right on the spot. And I think this is, I hope I'm on the right one. Soil. Oh no, this is mud plain. Nope, let's cancel that. This is the one I want. I should have seen that. All right, so even tiling. So let's bump it up to 20. And you can see that it changes it. 10. Or just 1, I guess. 0, 9. 0 is completely, flat. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see it kind of zooming in. So the higher this number, the more you'll see. 7, 9. And it'll tile more as you increase this number, as you can see there. 4, 5. So you want to be careful with tiling. Blend range. So this is the clamp. One doesn't look too bad. I don't mind the 9 either. 9 doesn't look too bad either. So also, you don't want to. So this is. I like to see how things look. So 9 is pretty good. We'll just go with that clamp. It's a pretty heavy clamp, as you saw. So what I mean by that. So when we start doing this, the clamp is at 1.99. And now when we go to paint with it, it'll reset. Oh, no, it did not reset. .6. Let's try 0.6. So this is the maximum, right? 0.5. Right there. So that's maximum output, That's not too bad. 0.45. But you can see it starting to pattern. So a clamp is really nice. So you never have to worry about filling everything in all of a sudden, But maybe 4 or 5 is a little too much or too little. Let's go to 6, bump it up to 6. So we have a little bit less pattern and more blobbies, So if you're going to play around with, so if you do this right here, if you're going to play around with these numbers and save them, that will adjust everything in the game when you publish this mod. So it won't ruin, it'll just adjust every terrain in your game. And you don't want to do that. Because you're essentially modding the terrain textures. So what you want to do is you want to create from new, right? New from selected, and you want to just create your own and then adjust the clamp, the radius, whatever you want to do with it. So I want to say this will be just POSs, right? And it'll go into the assets of custom material there. and now it's there. And now I could go in and say, well, you know what? Let's check out 99 and let's tile it a little bit less, or something. And so now I could actually just terrain panel, transition, and import this new little guy here. So here's my new mud. And let's put it down here with the other mud. And now you could let's bring my clamp back up to 1. And now you can paint, and if you notice, my maximum is no longer what the other maximum is. So if I bring that down below, it's actually probably a little bit better. So if you're going to tile, if you're going to adjust the tiling, have the larger tile below the smaller tile, right? And that's kind of the only way I've found that things kind of look randomized is or non-patterned, is if you have at least 2 different see that? So it doesn't look very tiled like that. So 2 is good, and just have 2 different tile sets. Just have 2 different tile sizes, I should say, and then it works really nicely. And this doesn't look too bad, actually. I don't mind it at all. But let's go with POSs first here. And it feels more like you're applying it randomly. It feels more organic. And you know my thoughts on organic feels. And if you don't like it, delete it. Just uncheck mark it, or just delete it. You could always replace it with something else. Why is that doing that? I really like that. I really like that effect. Nice. Nicely done, engine. Happy accidents. I love them. Thanks, Bob Ross. From the beyond. And what I'll probably do is see how this is just one little patch there. I'll probably do the same thing with that, is create a new sand steep or whatever that is, and adjust the clamp on it and just repaint it, just so it looks more organic. I really wish you guys could listen to the music. It's really just great. It's great. Music is great. Chato, what are you listening to? What are you jamming out to, my dude? I know a lot of people don't actually listen to the music on streams, and they have their own things going on. which I respect. I like how that looks without, so I'm going to leave that there. Sound Online featuring A2C of Mint Jam, Apoptis. Thanks, Reavers, for testing it, doing your best, and failing me. Why are you here, man? Just joking. I'm kidding. Please don't report me. Actually, go ahead. It's fine. What are they going to do, huh? What are they going to do that they already haven't done? They muted my music. It's probably my fault, but they did it. It's their fault. They did it. I don't know who they is, but they did it. Man, that's really nice. I really like how that shows through. It's really crisp. I think I'm gonna have that kind of layered on top. It's kind of a nice contrast. Yeah, I think I will. What is that? We got sand steps. Soil sand steps. Is that what it is? Yep. Okay, that's what we're going to have. We're going to make a new one of that. Soil sand steps. And we're going to go to assets. Lava red. Which one is it? Sand steps B lava. Sand steps B lava. Is that it? Sand steps B lava. That looks like it's it. Probably isn't, but it probably is. Wavy. PBR. I think that's it. Okay. PBR. POS. That's what we're going to do it. Okay. We're also going to just go ahead and just replace it. So wherever there's the sand steps, we're going to replace it. Bam. Now that's in there. Right? So that's our sand steps thing. Now we're going to get to screw around with it and see how we could change it. So tiling is maybe 50. Well, actually, 1 doesn't look too bad at all. 1 looks really decent. I'm surprised. 1 looks really decent. We're going to go with a blend range of 5? No, 9. Kind of like 0.1. That's not too bad. But that was also there. Let's try it like this. Now let's do it. That's 0.1, 0.9, 0.8, 0.7. 0.99. That's not bad. What do you guys think? That doesn't look too bad. One doesn't look too bad either. 2 is awful. 0.1, 2. 1's not bad. Let's try that. It's kind of nice blend to it. It really breaks up the sand, you know. Ah, bedtime. All right, my man. I know I had a late start and I apologize. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you another day. Hey, on Friday, I'd like to get together. We can continue Mystics, or we can continue, I guess, Pyramid of Shadows. It's up to you guys. I am just there for the ride. So you decide. You let me know if you want to do Pyramid of Shadows. I'll update. So at least, you know. Oh, all right. So we're just kind of there for the ride. All right. We're just all there for a ride. We're never going to decide on anything. But we do need a fourth. We always need a fourth, it seems. So if you're interested, let me know. Yeah, whichever is kind of how I feel too. Yeah, we could do POS, sure. And if anybody else has a mod that that wants to be tested, hit me up on my Discord. We will test. We will test it. We will test the crap out of it. We're going to try to break that crap. All right. As soon as you have a third level done, perfect. Perfect. We'll test yours too. Now, is yours GM or is it adventure? Chateau. Yeah, I like how this looks a lot better. It really breaks it up. Tiling is virtually, I don't see any tiling going on. Standalone, nice. I had a question. Somebody asked me a question about my GM, and they're like, why doesn't this have pins and stickies and stuff? And it's just, you don't understand the process of modding. It's not going to have stickies and pins coming out of the engine, which would be nice though, but it's just not going to have it. Okay. But yes, we could try POS, or if we get a surprise visitor and they're like, hey, can you test out my mod? I would be very down to doing that too. So let's count on it. And Friday might be an earlier day as well, because I have to go into town to get fingerprinted. Anyway, so I took the day off, so I might want to start earlier again. So I'll let y'all know when I'm back in town and ready to go, so we're not doing this late start, even though it's a Friday and stuff, and maybe you guys don't care about it, but Early sessions equals yes. I used to be able to stay up till 2 a.m. doing stuff, but now I'm like, I get weary. I get weary fast. Yeah, we won't have any trouble. Oh, I'm sure we won't have any problems. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. All right, so everything is covered with that dual layer thing going on here. I'm going to save that because I really do like that effect, and I really hope that it looks good after I save and play a little bit just to see. All right, Chato, thanks for hanging in there. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. I'll see you Friday. Possibly Thursday and Friday, but probably Friday. Terrain has been saved. So there you go. It's kind of a neater effect here, I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I can't do the Jim Carrey Dumb and Dumber thing. Sorry, guys. I don't think that's a loss, though. I don't think that's a loss on me. Maybe it is. Who knows? Is she walking on water? She's not getting wet. Oh, she is wet. Ooh, la la. Yeah, that effect is better. And I could almost see me doing that for the whole cave and it not really being a bother. Not bothering me, that is. So I think I will. And then the rest I will do with instance painting. Just to touch up here and there, different things. Why can't you go over there? Lady, let's go. What's happening? Okay. That light is really low to the ground here. People are going to ask questions. But yeah, I think Instance Painter and then this should wrap up for terrain stuff, honestly. And I'll readjust all the lighting because things have changed. Oh, just marvelous. Look at all of his stuff. I think I just have to restart. He's got a bunch of books now. Look at him. He's just loaded. The Ancient Magic Man has what we want. Man, amazing. Amazing. All right. Perfect. So, yeah, I think what I'll do is stick with this. Yeah, I like that. I like how it looks. It's good. It's shiny, but it's also kind of broken apart. Yeah, I like it. Very non-tiling. So if you notice, when I hit shift, this guy's watching me, but he'll also like wander around. But if I teleport, bam, he tracks right onto me. So anytime you enter his vision space, he'll track on you. And so she does too, and so does everybody that sees you. Teleport in. Boom. Tracks right in. So that's good. That's what I want. I want people to watch, things happen. Now, the reason that I did not have her wander around is because so much coverage is going on that it's going to be really, really difficult for people to sneak around in this area. It's going to be very difficult for people to sneak around in this area. So I do not mind. That happens. So time to adjust some lights. And for this, I'll actually just widen everything back out. And I'm going to choose my good old-fashioned trigger atmosphere here. So this is what we're working with, and got this little guy, and then let's go for it. Let's adjust. And I'm just going to go ahead and like copy a bunch of these lights. They're really good, a soft light, and they're not producing any shadows, which you want not to happen. You don't want, if you're doing just fill lights like this, just little atmosphere lighting, you could have an atmosphere, which I have. You could have a light probe, which I have, but I don't want to increase the light probe any more than it is already, because that'll intensify all the lights. You want to have render shadows off. That will just simply light up your area. It won't. If you want shadows, just have one or two here and there. If you have too many lights that render shadows, it'll bog down the system like cray. So don't have that. And so this will help you determine what to light, having an accurate light source, or having the accurate what was I going to say? Oh, the accurate atmosphere going while you're doing this is really helpful. So as you could see, because this is really dark over here, so and it was too bright right there. So this is one of my big lights, I believe. Yep, big old giant light. And it's dark right here. There's nothing going on over there. So we'll just move one over here. And having these bigger lights also kind of increase the potency of these smaller lights as well. And this is another big light, so yeah, that's great. This whole store was just dark as could be. Nothing going on over here. I'm gonna have some of these small lights to light up the lower levels, lower areas, just like that. They won't light up too much, but they'll light up enough down here. Drop it down until we could see. There is a couple of philosophies on lighting. One of them is to not have any light probes or anything like that, or atmospheres, and just do everything by either natural light as much as you can, or things of that nature, like have a bunch of candles around or something like that. But sometimes the candles are just not enough. not enough light and everything is a little dark. And so just mood lighting, mood lighting, baby. Gotta have it. Gotta have something. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe all these should be moving slightly, ever slightly, so it kind of gives a little eerie feel, no matter what. And if you want to see how the developers have lighting going on, you could load up one of their levels and just go to one of their caves and see what they got, how they're doing things. And they might be a lot simpler than how I'm doing it. They might just use a light probe and do everything there, but I like to do it this way. I'm not an expert, of course, but maybe they know more than I do. Of course they know more than I do. Who am I kidding? Of course they know more than I do. There's kind of a running joke in the modding community about the interns that work there at Larian and how like some of the assets are all screwed up or something, and they were never able to be used because of how messed up the assets were, and that's all blamed on the interns. Interns did it. If you're not on the Larian Discord, you should be. Good stuff happens there. You'll also get announcements on Baldur's Gate 3 and whatnot. Anyways, this is essentially an intern making a mod. I mean, I am, I'm a free worker, learning by myself. I have no guidance. Man, it looks like a starry night out there. Ooh, I should do that. I should have like stars. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. Let's see how bright it is. Let's actually zoom in there and walk around. I like to be able to see, so this is fine. There is definitely indication that it's in a cave. The atmosphere feels like we're in a cave. It doesn't look like it's well lit, even though it's well lit. But you get what I'm saying. It's not impossible to see what you're doing here. So I think this is good. I really like how this looks. This is just so I really hate seeing tiling, and so this is really a relief that it's not very apparent. This guy will kill you in a heartbeat. His name is Lucky Dumpling, and he'll murder you. Bloody murder you. That's what he says. Bloody. I'll bloody murder ya. He's great. He's one of my favorites right now. Can't steal from him. Oh, the cloth reacts to you. Oh, I didn't know that. That's really nice. I like that. It just kind of waves as you pass by. I really like that. That's great. Can't talk to these guys. Ooh, they're not. I don't like that their armor and magic is kind of low. Huh. I might give them a little different stats. Maybe I might make my own for just the goblins. Because I'm not thrilled with that. Not thrilled with that at all. And there he is, tracked in, and so is she. And so if you leave the viewing area and come back, she locks back in. They lock back into your view. As soon as you see them and they see you, boom, they look at you. They don't track, but it's okay. At least they see you. They're watching you. Oh, are they going? Is she going around? What's going on? Where does she go? Oh, wow. I need to fix a ladder. Oh, never mind. I don't, because this doesn't connect. That's why those guys have been going around. I see now. I put the... Okay. All right. I need to put this over here. This is way too... Yeah, this is tricky. I didn't realize that. I will adjust that. There we go. There. There. That is much better. This is supposed to be kind of one of those areas you crawl up here and you're like, hey, what? Why can't I go any further? Yeah. There we go. That makes much more sense. I was wondering what the heck these guys are doing down here, crawling up here and then crawling back down. Now it makes more sense. So I put another ladder down here. You could grab that ladder and put it up here and then get up there. And that's totally a fine idea. You could also, this is more like a battle arena too. You could take these ladders down during play and have a very difficult time getting around. This would be a good GM level because you could do a lot here. And I made these ladders like this on purpose, just so you could go under and over at the same time. Especially here is a big bridge, acting like a bridge, so you stay on the same upper level without having to go down. Same here, you know, just I like those little aspects where you could just walk right underneath. You don't have to worry about things. So because you can't have multi-level, you can't have one floor on top of another floor in this engine. It just doesn't work that way. It just kind of does a screenshot, or it does like a evaluation of the topography evaluation from straight down, and decides what is walkable, what's not, you know. and what's too steep to traverse and what isn't. And I'm not really sure what algorithm they use, but because they go from top down, anything below a walking surface is considered non-walkable. So even if it's clicked walkable. So you have to be careful with things like this, where you have these pads. I have to click them. They're not walkable, that they're not walkable surfaces, so you can go under them. It's kind of an illusion, but you got to be really careful how you design these kinds of things. Yeah. I very much like this. I think next go around I will get into instance painting, and start to really get the visuals going in on this. Making it more pleasant, seeing what I could do, tying things together, and then we can get into scripting and maybe making this feel come alive, like things are happening. Put these dwarfs to work, for goodness sakes. Get them to start building this damn house, and start on the mine section of the mines as well, because this whole area will be mineable, rocks and stuff, and I want dwarfs to be working in there, just mining away. Change my atmosphere back to work atmosphere. So I could see everything. So yeah. Right. I think that's good. And I think that'll be good for me tonight. I know I had a late start, but I'm not going to stream as long because I kind of got everything out that I wanted to. I want to figure out this sound issue, why music isn't coming through, because you guys are missing out on one hell of a soundtrack. So anyways, you guys have a good night, and I will see you most definitely Friday. Peace out.